Hey guys, this is Hurricane Central bringing you guys a weather update, and this is probably going to be about hurricanes because I love hurricanes, love tracking them. I love severe weather, but I love hurricanes more, so we're going to be talking about why the Atlantic is going to be probably quiet for the rest of June, and if it will pick it up in August, in July, August, September, you know that stuff, you know it picks up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our models first. Now, you can see right here there's a lot of low pressure in the Gulf of Mexico. But the thing is, there is so much shear, I can show you guys that right here. You can see there's tons of shear just blasting across the Caribbean and Gulf of Mexico. And that will just show you that it's very unfavorable over the Atlantic. And if we go over to the tropical Atlantic, you guys can see that as well as soon as it loads. Right about as soon as it gets here, guys, my computer can be slow at times, but you know it's recording, so usually you can see it kind of like the mouse looks really stupid. Bam, you can see that there's tons, there's probably a ton, there's Saharan, you can see the dry air pretty much. It's just a shear. This is what's driving the dry air down over the Africa. That's why it looks really cool, but that's what's inhibiting the development. Let's go back to the Western Atlantic because I have my interest in July probably in this area. So we're going to go over to MSLB anomaly. And this is going to show us, you know, the areas of low pressure. You can see there's a lot of low pressure over here. If we go forward, you guys can see there's more low pressure. And you can see the high pressure is building over the Atlantic, which will prevent storms. It will pretty much just build a ridge, so storms that try to go off Africa will just go west. It's really just going to keep it's really not, you can see the GFS is showing an area of low pressure. Really interesting, but it's not going to develop. I know that because it's really early in the season. It'll get inhibited by wind shear and all that stuff. So if we head more and more, we get out to the range where I don't really listen, but it develops an area of low pressure, not really developing it, but an area of low pressure that just needs to be watched, just in case that it does pop up a little depression, not turning anything big as this point, and really not too bad. And you guys can see it tracks, it just keeps there, and just like, you know, it doesn't do a lot. And as we head really in the long range, really I don't look, you can just continue, you can continually see that the Beta Campeche has pretty much a really low pressure. As we head more and more, this is where it starts to diverge, where I do not listen until there are trends in the models. Really don't look unless it's 10 days away. As long as it's like 192, I look. You guys can see that the GFS at the very end develops an area of low pressure. Really not focused on that. If we head over to the CMC, usually I don't look at this model a lot because really it's a really inaccurate model as far as tropical systems go. I'm just looking at my dog right now to make sure that she is not barking in my video. So you guys can see it has a low pressure system in the Beta Campeche, which is what's causing all the tropical mishap, and it's just showing, you know, a lot of plume of moisture just coming into the Louisiana coast. You can see these isobars just pulling in all this Gulf of Mexico moisture. You guys can see that the CMC is usually bullish on stuff, but at this point it's not really showing any development as of this point. And really, I want to show you guys why it is. So we're going to go to our analysis tools, and we're just going to go see why that is. So, you know, so we're going to go to ocean analysis, and you guys, oh wait, this is let's just go to a region. Oh fine, this isn't being difficult. Let's go to tropical Atlantic. I want to show you guys something. These waters are extremely below average. You know, when you get into 26 degrees Celsius, it gets really hard for these tropical systems to develop. If they come off the coast of Africa, they're gonna die, because even though it's June, these waters should be at least at 26 degrees Celsius, almost 27. These waters are almost at 23 degrees Celsius. Now, if there's any development that's gonna happen, it's gonna have to go as southern latitude, and really with that, it's just gonna get close to the equator, and the monsoon trough will help it. It's just gotta survive out in here. And the waters are pretty warm in the Caribbean. They were a little above average, like always. The Gulf of Mexico is alright. This is very below average. This is why we're predicting a very, very slow season. It's really and if we go to my Twitter, if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, it's called Weather Expert. I'm gonna go to one of my maps, which is I gotta go to my media, tweets, photos, and videos. Gotta find that one. If you guys are wondering why this thing's blinking, it's because it's recording. And let's just scroll down to the map, and should be here any minute. Boom. So I showed you guys that pretty much a recurve is very unlikely to happen. Because why? Because these systems will choke off. Really, if they have this southern latitude, the high pressure will not pick them up and take them out to sea. Plus the high pressure is building, which will make this track a little more westward, but it really won't be too bad. Ooh, so, oh my friend just texted me. I'll answer him later. So I got a baseball game after this. So you guys can see the X's are the tracks that will not happen. It will be too cold for these systems to survive in this environment. The Caribbean is a pretty good solution. We have to look for homegrown development because right now you guys can just see the anomalies. You guys can see the Gulf of Mexico. Actually, I thought they were above average. It's actually cooler than average for this time of year. You guys can see that this thing's plaguing Central Atlantic. You guys can see the Gulf of Mexico. The subtropical Atlantic might be a little more active this year. We've had Anna, which was a subtropical storm that turned into a tropical storm, and it could get pretty interesting right here. Let's go over here. Usually, if we look at the ECMWF, I really pay attention to this model because this model, if it tracks something, we gotta watch it because usually models join on it. You guys can see this Invest down here. Speaking of the Invest, let's go to our satellite. So let's go visible. I don't have really good visible satellite for the. It doesn't really matter which one as long as it's NOAA. It's Atlantic. So here we go. Let's go to this because NOAA is a really good place for this stuff. We go to tropical floaters. Actually doesn't show it at this point. Well, let's go. Oh shoot! I just clicked the weather channel. Sorry guys. We go to tropical graphical. Alright, gosh, this thing's not doing good. Tropical graphical weather outlook. We can look. We can look at this. So we can look at the disturbances. We can see there's a lot of convection now in the Gulf of Mexico and Caribbean, but the wind shear is plaguing them. You can see a couple waves are coming off Africa. They really won't, but the Eastern Pacific is starting to concern me a little bit. You guys can see that there's a 90% chance of development over here, over in the Eastern Pacific, and this system will not go up be your typical westward turning kind of system. It'll go north, right into the Mexican coast, and models earlier were picking up on a system that was going to move into the Atlantic and possibly develop and track northward, maybe over here. But now the models have backed off that just because the wind shear will be really, really tough for it, and most likely this thing will go over here. Most models are just taking it in with this thin little channel on the Mexican coast and just get up there in the Bay of Campeche. Bay of Campeche is pretty, it could be pretty active this year because you guys can see all the areas of low pressure. If we go to MSO normalize anomaly, you guys can see there's low pressure over here. Really not a lot of high pressure. High pressure is in the Caribbean. You guys can see it just keeps getting up, and you guys, there's really not anything that my dog needs to shut up. But yeah, guys, that's going to put for this update. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. More coming soon. But hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll see you guys in the next video.